A very good afternoon and welcome to this edition of Lunchtime News. I'm Katharina Chang. Let's take a look at what's making headlines. The procession carrying the sacred hair relics of Lord Buddha and the sacred relics of 12 Maharaja's to arrive at the Sirasa Vesak Kalapa. The Siripada pilgrimage to conclude today. 7 Ukrainian troops killed in an ambush in eastern Donetsk. Today is Vesak Full Moon Poya Day. Of all Poya days, Vesak Full Moon Day is of utmost significance since it celebrates 3 major events in Lord Buddha's life. It was on a day like this that the birth, enlightenment and the passing away of Lord Buddha took place.
On the Vesak Full Moon Poya Day 2600 years ago, the last birth of Bodhisattva took place at Lumbini Sal Park. It is said that the newborn child had walked on 7 lotus flowers which emerged suddenly before him. After coming into direct contact with the stark realities of life, Sataraparanimiti, an old man, a corpse and a monk, and the prince was determined to become an ascetic. One happy Vesak night, as he was seated under the famous Pipala tree at Bodh Gaya, he attained perfect enlightenment and became Samma Sambuddha. According to Buddhist history, Buddha's 3rd visit to Sri Lanka was also taken place on a Vesak full moon Poya Day. Buddha visited Kalaniya at the invitation of Naga King Maniyakita of Kalaniya. At the age of 80 years, Gautama Buddha had his last meal offered to him by a generous lady named Sujata. He rested on the couch placed between 2 sal trees in the Upavata Sal grove and attained Paranibbana on a Vesak full moon Poya Day.
The sacred relics of Lord Buddha and several Maharajas reached the Sirasa Vesak Kalapa today. The relics began its journey from the Kalani Raja Mahavihara this morning. The exposition of the sacred relics will begin this afternoon at the Sirasa Vesak Kalapa, which is sponsored by John Keel's Holdings. The Vesak zone is also supported by Aston Lanka Private Limited.
A large number of devotees flocked to the Kalani Raja Mahavihara this morning to pay homage to the sacred relics. The devotees flocked in their numbers to the roadside as the procession carrying the sacred relics made its way from the Kalani Raja Mahavihara to the Sirasa Vesak Kalapa. The sacred relics began its journey from the Yatihalagala Raja Mahavihara on the 10th of this month. The relics reached the Sirasa Vesak Kalapa at around 12 noon.
දින 4ක් පුරා මග ගෙවමින් ලෞතර තථාගත බුදු පියාණන් වහන්සේගේ උතුම් නිර්මල කේශ ධාතුන් වහන්සේ සහ මහරහතන් වහන්සේලාගේ ධාතුන් වහන්සේ මේ සිරස වෙසක් කලාපයට වැඩම කරවන ආකාරය තමයි ඔබ මේ දකින්නේ.
The sacred relics of Lord Buddha's chief disciples Sariputta and Moggallana Maharatan Thera are due to arrive at the Sirasa Vesak Kalapa this afternoon from the Mahabodhi Agrashravaka Vihara in Maradana. In addition to the exposition of the sacred relics, the Sirasa Vesak zone will feature pandals, songs of devotion and dancehall to provide refreshments for the devotees.
විශේෂ බුදු කුටියේ බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ කේශ ධාතුන් වහන්සේ තැන්පත් කෙරෙනවා. ඒ වගේම ඊ අනතුරුව මහරහතන් වහන්සේලාගේ ධාතුන් වහන්සේ තැන්පත් කෙරෙනවා. ඒ සඳහා සිරස වෙසක් කලාපය තුළ අලංකාරවත් බුදු කුටියක් නිර්මාණය කර තිබෙනවා. සිරස වෙසක් කලාපය පිළිබඳව තොරතුරු Newsfirst ඔස්සේ සහ සිරස TV ඔස්සේ ඔබට තොරතුරු ගෙන එන්නට.
Today we commemorate the 3 most important stages of the life of Lord Buddha. Now, in line with the celebration of Vesak, the Sirasa Vesak zone will be held this time around as well. And the final preparations are currently underway and will be open for public viewing this evening. Now, the importance of this Sirasa Vesak zone is the exposition of the relics of Lord Buddha and his chief disciples. So we invite all of you to come and be a part of this historic and momentous day. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Joel Outspoon.
Now, a number of religious programs and events were organized in many temples across the island today in lieu of Vesak Poya.
Devotees from all corners of the island were seen engaging in religious observances at the historical temple of the sacred tooth relic in Kandy this morning. A large number of devotees were also present at the Jai Sri Mahabodhiya in Anuradhapura. The Three-Wheeler Association in the Shravastipura area in Anuradhapura, with the aid of philanthropists in the area, placed a Buddha statue in the town centre today. The Buddha statue was brought to the Shravastipura town centre in a procession from the Shravastipura Swarna Jayanti Viharaya. 3 replicas of the world-famous Markatha Buddha statue located at the Emerald Buddhist Vihara in Thailand were placed today at the Dhammagaveshi Buddhist Ashram.
With the starting of the Vesak season, the Siripada pilgrimage will conclude today.
With the conclusion of the Siripada pilgrimage, the Samandeva statue and its jewellery will make its way to the Siripa Malwa. The statue of God Saman will travel in a procession towards the Galpottaval historical Rajamavihara in Palmadulla. The jewellery of God Saman will be taken in a procession along the Hatton Nallathania Road and Palabaddala Rajamavata in Ratnapura.
On to other local news, a media briefing was held yesterday to create awareness on the destruction of a protected forest reserve stretching from Vilpattu to Panama under the guise of development. The media briefing was held at the auditorium of the National Library and Documentation Services Board. Representatives of environmental associations and societies were present for this event.
From the information that we have received, measures have been taken to clear out sections of 4 forest reserves and 10 forest areas which come under the purview of the Forest Conservation Ordinance to make way for resettlement. A total of 1,783 acres of forest land is being cleared. However, it is not being used for resettlement purposes. They have been clearing this land since 2012. The Forest Conservation Ordinance is not being enacted in the northern and eastern areas. Even though a number of illegal activities are taking place in this area, the Forest Conservation Department has not taken measures to take action against this. And on
that note, we conclude this edition of Lunchtime News. It was a pleasure having you with us. For the Newsfirst team, I'm Katharina Chang. Have a lovely day ahead.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.